So it occurs to me that I was going about the address bar thing the wrong way because I really should have been putting handlers in the left nav and top nav components as well from the start, because they were probably what was causing the conflict, because the left nav was still blank and passing blank selections and so on. So when I get back to that, I'm gonna have to take the entire application into account all at once. I can't just make it work for one component and not the others, and then add the others after. It's not something, because they're so interconnected. You can't just implement that for one and then the next until all three are. It has to be approached holistically, and it's going to take up too much time to do right now. That needs to be spent. It's not that major of a feature. If we don't get in being able to just navigate to a result set, it's not the end of the world. So let's just fire up the server, as you do. Make sure that MySQL's running. You bastard. Okay, MySQL's running. Okay. Come on. You can do it. Yeah. Yeah. I also gotta implement detecting if a token is still good when you load the page, and redirecting to the sign-in screen automatically. I also have to add differentiating between a real error and error caused by a token being expired, which isn't the kind of error that needs to display an error message at the top, because that wasn't a failure of the API call. That was the API actually doing exactly what it's supposed to. If you make a request with to log out and the token's already expired, and that's the error returned, then that's fine. That just means you already got what you wanted, which was to log out. So it doesn't really warrant an error. So have all that. So what I'm going to do is port over the admin panel that I built for the blog application, because it's perfectly fine admin framework. So actually, let's do that, because we're moving it from there to here. Okay, boom. All right. So features. Okay, admin. That's for consistency's sake, the lowercase that d for a second, real quick. Yeah. That should impact routes, app routes, no? Components, app routes, dashboard, yeah. Yeah, so let's just okay. But that doesn't actually change the Git, now does it? That doesn't count as a move. That should have been sort of a deletion and a creation. That then when you stage them both, it generates a move. But I guess Git isn't case sensitive about path names, except it stores it as uppercase, so maybe we should let sleeping dogs lie. Yeah. Well, anyway. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't even really need to commit this at the moment. Let's just build the damn admin. Huh. Except Git isn't going to change that to a capital. What a pain. Which means that if you pull that, now you have a bad commit that you can't actually compile it. Unless you go in and manually reset the folder name yourself again every time. Yeah. I'm gonna do something. Let's see if I can force it. Yeah, see that. Now, rename. Let's see if this can force it. Ha! So we just had to do a little hack, and now we forced Git to acknowledge that there was a change to the directory. Gotcha, bitch. Which means we're safe to do this now. Yeah, but it's got to be a D, not an S. All right. And now it actually generated a move from upper to lowercase dashboard directory. Nice. Wait, what's the issue? Why are we red? What emphasized items? Happy? There. Stop complaining or complain funnier. Huh? What the hell happened? Oops, something went wrong. Please report this bug with the details below. What the hell? Okay. Let's start VS Code over again! What is your major malfunction tonight? Why are you like this? There we go. It's being real cranky. Everything is being cranky on me. Okay. Ugh. Yeah. Okay. So, where were we? Admin. Admin. Components, create invite modal. We don't need that. What we do need is admin root. Okay. Admin users. But we'll have a create user. But for now, we'll just have a table that loads users. Admin users. Admin invites. Admin root. Admin settings. We don't have a settings table at the moment, so there's no need for admin settings. Admin user permissions. Oh, we do need that, yes, because we do need to be able to go in and set the permissions on users. No, we need to be able to create roles now and assign users to roles and create a default role, maybe. Yeah, so no. We might look at some of that code because it might be useful to port some of it over for selecting permissions, but that would be applied to a role modal of some sort. So we'll get to that when we get to that. Right now, let's just get the main body of the panel up in place and then maybe work on container creation. That's more important, really. Listing users and creating containers. First, I gotta get the container. It's getting old. Alright, so let's get the main body of the admin panel up. Main structure of that. So fetch all users, so we need those. Alright, so for now, I think what we'll want to do is, well, I think if we don't actually connect this to anything, it should be fine and not cause an error, right? Yeah, just because it's there doesn't mean that it causes an error, so that's fine for now, as long as it's not being referenced yet. Jesus. Okay. So, app routes. Huh? Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, so yeah, we have our admin section of app routes. So route path. Sign up dashboard. Really, we do want, well, we don't want to create those until we have the components for them. But, yeah. Let's just do that. Mm-hmm. So now that we're referencing that, that's a problem. We need a user service then. So we need services. Services, user service. So what we could do is just comment that out. And comment that out, and we're good to go. And we'll revisit that when it's time to worry about it. So I do want to get to the point, though, where I'm listing users on the users page. So users, we don't really need invites, we don't really need settings. I think just for now, yeah. I'll leave FACog for now. Better not. Okay. And dashboard page. This is my admin page anyway. But yeah, the gist of the admin root page is just that it's a grid of little paper boxes for your various admin sections. Another thing is I have to implement checking if you can even see the admin page. For now, I just let you see it. And where is my, oh, hold on, app routes. Where is app routes? Yeah, well, you'd think it would put a little dot here too. You know, you see a little dot here for you have unsaved changes. You'd think they'd put it there. There we go. Got a little user tile. And we got a little table. So we got a good chunk of our admin and user sections from the blog application already built. And it's not complicated code, so it's enough that it'll be annoying to retype it from scratch just as an exercise, but it's not complicated enough to warrant going through it like that for the sake of going through it. Sort of in the middle. But basically, you just have a grid of tiles. The tile has an icon, a title, and a link, and it generates a little paper thing. And let's just see what a few of these together look like. Okay. Yeah, just like that. Yeah, it's 4 wide. And I think for this application, I'll want to put a little space around the grid is all. Container, margin top, up set. Padding left. Yeah, just a little something to tuck it in, tuck them in, make them look reasonable. And yeah, then you would just put them in the appropriate order. And of course, we have no use for this left nav bar, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is make them be 5 across, or, well, it's out of 12, so you can't really make them 5 across. Make them 6 across. Yeah, because the blog was designed so that it would only go from here to here. It takes up only the middle of the page, but yeah. Although they get a little squishy. Maybe XS4. We have these little breakpoints. And when I go into left nav, for now it should be sufficient in left nav to just add that. Yeah, 6 across should be enough. Yeah. And of course, mobile. Yeah, that's reasonable. We don't need to make it XS6 or anything. That would just be excessive. But yeah. Yes, those are good breakpoint values. But now another thing is, what happens when we go to admin users, for example? Right? What happens when we click one of these? Well, our pain in the ass left nav that we don't want to see in admin comes back because of how we're comparing this. Excludes.index. So, is there a way to get the base path? Some way of cutting off everything from the second slash. So if you see a second slash, there's gotta be a way. Like I just want the first path array. I didn't want to have to do a split, but that's how it's going to be, isn't it? I was really hoping it wouldn't come to that, but that's what it's going to be. Okay, so we got to do a split to make this work the way we want it to. So, okay. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna have to check something then. Pagination of service. Okay, so components, left nav. Where is? Oh, for Christ's sake, where is it? 223. Where? It's right there. Okay. Admin users split. Hmm. But what am I missing? Oh. Oh, I see. Hmm. Hmm. I'll try something. Console. Yeah, whatever. Okay. So the path should always give you a 1, and it's either nothing, admin, sign up, dashboard, containers, or items. So nothing after the slash, sign up after the slash, admin after the slash. Mhm. Oh, damn it. Okay. That should do it. Okay. God damn. Okay. Okay. So it works now. So that works as intended. Okay, so now our left nav can disappear itself from anything that's a subpath of any of these. So that's all we really need to exclude for left nav. And nav bar, we only need to exclude these paths as is, so we don't have to do any special logic here. Just do the index of, so that's fine. So that's good. So we can go ahead and remove this. Okay, and key equals value dot title. All right, so that's that. So we have users, and we have a table. So now let's go here. And let's undo these comments here. So we need to create a user service. Page plus 1, rows per page. All right, we need to have a similar. Do we have a users controller yet? I believe it was copied over. No, users controller. Yeah, so we have index, show, include permissions as well. Set permissions, users.permissions. I just want to double check that I am doing. Okay, so yeah, so we're getting all the users permissions as well. Not that that really matters for this because we're not setting permissions directly on the users anyway. But yeah, we'll create the users list. Not gonna have any kind of controls though, so we'll remove the edit permission button since permissions aren't being edited directly on users anyway. And I think we just port over the users controller as is and just remove the inapplicable functions, honestly. So okay, services. Uses.service, okay. Uses API URL is already defined in constants, nice. Is it referenced anywhere else yet? Import as users API. Okay, constants. Util service, okay. So uses API, has JSON. Create user. Yeah, we'll have a create user. Have set user permissions though. But yeah, create user is going to be a permission guarded thing because for this particular application, users will be created by the admin user, not by registration on a registration page, because this is an internal thing. Then will be configured like that. So, as opposed to web-facing things. So, yeah, gotta make sure that the auth token thing is being done right. Token equals token authorization token. Okay, so yeah, even that's the same logic. So fetch user authorization token. Yeah, we'll just have to add the token to the creation, and of course password is irrelevant, but yeah, for now we can just do that. Let's make sure that yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So now with that, that should just load users? No? And why not? Hmm. Counter two children, same key users. Oh, yeah, whatever. Oh, buzz off. I mean, I know there's no emails, but there should be something showing here, right? Sources, admin, user, no, source, features, admin, admin user. Oh my goodness, where is it? Oh, I didn't save undoing that, that's why. Check basic auth for, oh, it's checking basic auth instead of, oh, let me fix that, okay. So, users controller, check basic auth, roles controller. Oh, that shouldn't be check basic auth for that. Permissions controller, check basic auth. Okay, so these three need to be fixed. It should be check permissions, and that's items, containers, checkouts, subcategories, categories. Okay, so all those are right. Okay, I just want to see all the ones. Okay, so check permissions, check permissions, check permissions, permissions, check permissions. So it's just permissions, roles, and users. So let's make sure that that's the same. It should be. It should be the same parameters. I don't think I changed that, but I want to double check now because I'm calling the old function from the old application in this code. It was ported over. Okay, so it's just set up before action. Users action show params ID. Yeah, so you should be able to show your own call show if your own user without the permission to show users. So set user only show, and it should just be users per page include permissions. Okay, that should be it, and that should be. Okay, and in theory that should have response. Yep, a bunch of permissions. But it's really just the username. Should really be showing the JTI though. I don't think that's secure to be dumping that out like that. Okay. Unless replay text GTI provides a unique identifier for the GWT. It's just there's no. So. Storing all undermines the stateless nature of using GWTs. However, the purpose of JWTITs is to be able to revoke previously issued JWTs. This can most easily be achieved by blacklisting instead of whitelisting if you included the claim. You can eventually clean up blacklisted JWTs as they expire naturally. And let other revocation options alongside. Okay. Focus on database calls made. There you have a JT of tokens that every API call is doing at least one extra. I really got to look into that. Make sure shouldn't be see if I should even allow that. I should probably be removing that from the response data. To be honest, just a hunch. Okay, we don't need that button. We don't really have last login, and we don't really have email. So for now, it's just going to be a username and empty controls column. So, user service. So user service. Yeah, that's good. That's fine. Should have a user's model though. And for now, the only thing you're really getting is username, honestly. Because you don't have email or full name information or anything else for users on this account, because there's no really need for it. On a different sort of application, our user model would probably have a bunch of other things in it. You know, especially if it's web-facing. For this, it's really just ID and username. So just copy our model code from some other class. Item user. Oh. Let's just singularize that. Okay. Nothing of the circos here. Yep. And then we'll just go to admin users and number, total users. Okay, set users. User model. Array. Okay. User model. Okay, we don't really need row.email or row.last login. we just need table cell for username, table cell for controllers, except there is no permission controller and no other controller just yet. And might have a change password or delete at some point. Might have a delete button later. But for now, I just want to get the basic user table in place so I can say I have the admin panel framework up in place and then start working on categories. And then once categories and subcategories are done and I can create and edit those, then I'll move on to back to roles, permissions, and users. And when that's all wrapped up, revisit the dashboard to take a crack at the address bar params. And then from there, start working on the container and item pages. Once those are fully fleshed out, I think that's pretty much everything. Once we can create items, add items to containers, check items out, remove items from containers, delete items, upload pictures, create QR codes to the container location, to the container URL. That's everything. That's the whole application. All wrapped up in a neat little bow. I feel like we're about a third of the way there, at least on the front end. The back end is like 90% done after the first week because the back end was quick and easy. It's the front end that's a ton of extra work. Also, I keep getting called away tonight. It's kind of annoying. So, you know. Where the hell is my cursor? Hey. Oh my goodness. I can't. You know. You know how it is. I just keep getting called away tonight. knees all busted. Ah, Jesus. Okay, seriously, where's my cursor? Ugh, I hate paint so much, I can't see shit. Okay. Alright, I gotta get comfortable again. Alright, so. Load users. Okay, so I've got user model. Okay, set users. Data users. Users. Huh. I wonder if I don't really need that conversion thing. Because I'm feeding any data in, and then it's... Well, it is just working, as far as I could tell. It's just working. Yeah, the only thing is I need to remove the extra... those. Yeah. Yeah, that's fine for now. The only thing is admin root, paper, background, color. Can just take out the background color and the color. Height, padding top. And yeah. Now it matches the theme that we're using because this is the light mode. Okay. So I think we can call that now a built admin panel. So user services. Okay, user model. Admin user, admin root, left nav. Okay. So built base admin panel. So now we can expand upon it from there. So don't need this at the moment. Okay. I mean, this will adjust later. We'll come back to roles and users later, like I said. Maybe add a default role flag that, you know, for any given default role. We'll also have a user deletion thing, and I mean, in the spirit of Rails, we'll give you sharp knives, and it's up to you not to cut yourself with them. We'll just let you delete every user in the system, or go in as an admin user and delete all but a user that doesn't have any permissions at all, so that you can't get to the sign up page anymore because an existing user is detected. Like if you do that to yourself, that's like don't do that to yourself. I don't know what to tell you. Don't do silly things, that's all. But anyway, yeah. So we can start working on, let's bring up those diagrams again. Yeah, I've been transferring stuff over to the new computer still. I finished setting up Hype as well as Rails on that machine. The only thing left is to just double check some files and then set it up on the tablet so that I have a place to hide other windows. Because that's what I use my tablet for, as a second monitor when I'm not using it to draw dumb things. D Ruby Warehome. I was robbed of an hour of sleep. The government stole an hour of sleep from me tonight. It's a big conspiracy. The whole government got together and stole an hour of sleep from me. I hate daylight savings time so much. Categories, containers, items. Yeah, so let's create category. So we're gonna need a categories page that has a table, kind of like the users page. And then we're gonna have a modal for category creation and editing. You know? So actually, I do wanna take another look at the blog code real quick. The blag. The blag. The blag. The blag. Yeah, creative. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Right. Do I want it to be a modal though, really? Or its own route? That's the question. Yeah. Now, currently the way the APIs are set up for subcategories, you're saving subcategories individually instead of making one request to save all subcategories to a given category, which is kind of what this design, one big save button, would be going through it. Saving subcategories by name and description. Yeah, it really should be one save button. So I'm gonna have to rework these APIs a bit. Yeah. Well, one way to implement it would be page. Yeah, and then it would be a table of the subcategories, and then each subcategory each subcategory would have an edit and delete modal on it. Yeah. Did I port the delete modal yet? In shared components, deletion modal. Yeah, I don't reference it yet. Yeah. So that's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it a page, not a modal, and then just do deletion and edit modals for subcategories. Because I really am not... On the one hand, this is very simple for a user to make all their changes to what categories and subcategories are saying, but also it's not exactly like creating filters, because it's not just setting this data and then that's being used in a query. Each of these is associated to items. Items get put into these, so you really don't want to be playing fast and loose with deleting them from the table and whatnot, and then saving it all at once, and there's just this bulk operation that scrambles all the subcategories. You do want to be a little more deliberate with something like that, so you want to give a sense of weight to the subcategories and let's just treat them as fields within a category. So yeah, creating a table where you have a save button up here to edit the name and description for the category itself. So this is going to be a individual category page. And then there would be a create category mode. It's another thing, if the name and description is invalid, then you have a bunch of, I really don't, especially for creation, let alone editing, I don't want to be creating all my subcategories at the same time. I'd rather create the category and then open the edit category page, and then have a creator edit modal for the subcategory. So there'd be an edit button. So there'd be a section for category name and description and save in the edit. And then there'd be a table below where you would add, edit, and delete subcategories. That's the way to do it. And that works with the API structure that we currently have. And of course, we'd have deletion modal. So let's start. Categories might take a couple of days. I'm thinking we'll be finished maybe by Tuesday with categories and subcategories, because there's quite a bit to play with here. This would be like a full day's work implementing this this thing, and so yeah, I think the next 5 hours. So that's by Tuesday. We could definitely have this done. So new file. And we'll just copy that component and work from there. Okay, so button, file key, need none of that. Admin, categories. Start with that. Okay, so oh, we already have official categories and official subcategories. Lovely. So that's a good start. But why don't we have a category model? What do you mean we don't have a category model? Oh, categories, category model. Oh, we do have a category model. Models. Category model. Lovely. Official categories. Okay, now this is an attached paginator, not a detached paginator. Right? So that's another thing. We don't need that. Click, we can have category. Description. Okay. Are you telling me it was that easy because I already had the API built? So the only thing is that this paginator is an attached one, not a detached one. So I have to double check the MUI. Crap. Oh, I know. That's right. You have to handle that in the empty rows and blah blah blah, but your visible rows dot map So you have to have visible rows. Get comparator. Const. Yeah, that's right. You need visible rows. Basic table. Data table. Expand code. Blah blah blah. Okay. Yeah, but I want to have controls. I want a perfect body and I want a perfect soul as well, but you know, it's not always in the cards. So use memo. Need to use memo. So I need to do one of those. Yeah, so I gotta do one of those. Empty rows greater than 0. Empty rows equals math.max rows per page minus category step length. Avoid a layout jumper. 0 rows per page minus not category step length. Total categories. But minus total categories. 0 rows per page. Yeah, I gotta figure out the empty rows math again. The original empty rows, because this is an attached paginator, that means it's handling how much data. So you have. I don't know how other people term it, but I refer to detached paginators as paginators where it's not attached to the table and that it's not controlling how much of the data that's in the table the table shows. It's just helping create requests that then get the next set of data that'll be shown in the table, but the table just shows all of the data in the response because the data itself in the response is paginated. But with an attached paginator, you fetch all of the data and the paginator attaches to the table to tell it how much of that, which page of that data to show. And I just have to, with the Angular paginators, you just set the table data object dot paginator to that paginator when you want to attach it, and then it does the control for you. Whereas in this, you have to do an empty rows calculation. Empty rows equals, yeah, here we go. 1 plus page times rows per page minus rows dot length. Yeah, see? Times. Hold on, what do I have on my clipboard real quick? I need that. Yeah, I'll have to hold on to that. So, admin categories. So I need slice page times rows per page. So if it's page 0, page rows per page set rows per page. Okay, handle, change rows per page. Set page 0. Page, okay. Categories, set categories, data, categories. Okay. But I need empty rows, the empty rows calculation to be fixed. So instead of just rows per page minus categories.length, which is how you would do it for a detached paginator, because your categories should be always up to the rows per page, and length is only less than that when you're on your last page of paginated data, but it's not paginated data. We're paginating the data, and there's difference. We're not requesting paginated data. We're requesting all the data and then paginating that data after the fact on the client side. So it's yeah. So where is empty rows? So 1 plus page. Let's just get that calculation. We'll just go back over it real quick. So basically what we got is okay, let's just take this whole thing and okay, so it goes page greater than 0. So if page is 0, then you don't bother expanding anything. This is just for consistency if we have data. So actually, no. I kind of want it to be what happens if we're on page 0? So 1 times, let's say 5 minus anyway, we want total categories at any rate, which is used down here. Count total categories. Okay. So 1 plus page times rows per page minus total categories. So if we're on page 0 and we're showing 5 rows per page and we have 2 total categories, so 1 times 5 minus 2 is 3 additional rows. Yeah, so that's the only thing wrong with having it on page 0 as well. So I'm just going to do that. And then, then if it's, say, page 5 and there's 21, okay, so 6 times 5 is 30 minus 21. Oh, no, but so page 5 would be, so it would be 4 because it's 0 index, so 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 times 25 and 4, so, okay, yeah, 4 empty rows. And this, okay, page times rows per page. Okay, let's start at 0, so that's the base of rows per page. Let's do that plus the, yeah. Okay, so should it just be the next pages, rows per page? Yeah, because adding rows per page is just so... Yeah, it's just the next page is rows per page. That should do it. That should give us a categories table, I think. Alright, so let's go to admin root. Let's find a good icon for categories. Categories. MD category, yeah? I'll take it. MD category. Okay. And we'll reorder these after we have more of them, but when it's just two. Okay, and then we also have to register it with the router. So could you get out of the way? There we go. Well, what's the matter? Unauthorized. Oh. You bastard. Oh. Buzz off. Ha! Okay. We got apps. We got 4 categories. What's your major malfunction, bud? Okay, users controller. I think I know what's going on. So let's see. Users controller. Total count per page, right? And categories is sending just total count. And so we should be getting back a per page as well, right? We should be looking to get back a per page, but that's not accurate. Yeah, okay. It depends upon your attack. Yeah, I don't like how that's like touching the edge though. So you can go in here, table container, component equals paper, table container. Okay. Okay, so okay. Alright, multi-table. Okay. Alright. Okay. Anyway, table container. Yeah, so alright. Table outer. Okay. New file. CSS. Okay. Okay. Maybe on smaller screens it wouldn't. Okay, so max width 1320px. Yeah, so media max width. I'm just gonna steal that, honestly. Go to table outer. BS gutter. Okay. Padding right. Calc. Var BS gutter. X. Um, 0.75 REM. Padding left. Okay. How about that? Oh, you gotta put it in order. Because then it overrides it. The width is at least that. Five 6, 768, 92. There we go. And there, that way it fills in nicely. Yeah. I mean, that, or we could just, what class is that anyway? Navbar, TSX, container. Just put container. Yeah. Admin categories. We just put a container. Seriously, we just did that. Same difference, right? Instead of futzing around with hard shit, hard-coded shit. Okay, but we might need some classes at some point, so keep it. But you know, that way it's not like super wide. That's reasonable. Okay, we'll do the same for the users table. Wrap it in a container. So admin users, table container. Okay. Yeah, in fact, let's do the same with admin categories, no admin root. There we go. At some point we'll add like a little breadcrumbs thing up here, because it would be aesthetically pleasing and it would aid in navigation. There's no downside. Really need some breadcrumbs up here. Then we just say admin and have a little arrow, yeah. Now you go to users, you get a link back to admin, rather than having to click this. You go to categories, you go to edit a category page, and you want a button that brings you back to. So let's see if we can whip that up real quick in the last 9 minutes. Can we make a breadcrumbs component, or should I just hard code the breadcrumbs in each page for now, and then revisit making a breadcrumbs component later? That's well, it's only 9 minutes, so I do kind of want. Don't get it in just to get it in then. But yeah, we got. We got our categories loaded. Got an edit category page. Let's just call it a few minutes early tonight. Let's make it a short one. I think we made good progress. We got the admin panel up, and bootstrapped, as it were. We got loading users and categories. It's a pretty good start for 2 hours. Not even. Yeah, same time tomorrow. I'm gonna call it here. Commit this. Admin users, yeah. Admin root. And we got a category loading page. So we have an attached paginator and a detached paginator here between categories and users. We got app routes changes, and we got, yeah. Okay. Yeah. We'll call it there, same time tomorrow.